Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast, Cinamoria, where we tackle themed movies and genres. Today's episode is all about Halloween haunted frames. So I'm Mocha, and here we have V. Right, we have V.
And our fuck you. And our deceased friend. Unfortunately, she can't make it today.
Yeah,
Alex, we have no idea where she is.
Yeah, we don't know.
However,
She's
we're
always
gonna
lost.
start the first episode without her. Unfortunately. Or
Shout out to
fortunately.
Alex. Ooh, shade. Baby shade. That's right.
It's for the Halloween spirit, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's 31st of October. Everybody's going to be dressing up, putting on costumes, and everybody wants to have a cozy show or movie to watch. Yeah. And so here we brought to you two movies that we personally like.
Absolutely, yes. Well, right.
So, as you know, right, and now the audience knows, I love comedy horror. You know, everything that has to do with horror, but like it has a twisted sense to it, you know, comedy and makes you laugh, but it's like spooky and whatever. I like that, and I chose Beetlejuice.
The new one or the old one?
That's the thing. I chose the new one, and believe me or not, the new one actually is better.
Starring Monica Bellucci?
Oh, yes, girl.
Oh, my God.
So,
The mommies of all moms.
yes. And Winona Ryder, she made a comeback from the first, 1988 Beetlejuice. So it's like 36 years later,
Oh my God.
the cast is back.
Oh
Right?
my God.
So we have Winona Ryder, we have Monica Bellucci, and we have the same actor that played Beetlejuice. He is playing Beetlejuice right now
No
as well.
way.
Yes, this is
So
why I
they
like
didn't
it.
change the cast.
No, they
only
didn't.
added.
Yeah, they only added, and the theme is more potent now.
Well, we know why they added Monica Bellucci, right? Oh, she's old.
Yeah, she's old.
I think so.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love Mommy.
The first movie, right? The 1988 movie, it was about this family that went to this new house up in a hill, right? And, you know, there's spooky stuff going around. And apparently there's this demon called Beetlejuice, and he's a trickster.
By the way, I never watched Beetlejuice,
Oh
so
my
this is
God,
all
yeah,
new to me,
yeah.
and it's so exciting. There's a demon.
There is a demon, and it's not demon, like it's demon, you know?
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So,
Like friendly?
well, he's a demon, so yeah. So there's a couple, right, that lived in the house of a deceased,
Oh.
a previous couple that's named Adam and Barbara Maitland. And these couples hired a demon that's Beetlejuice, and they wanted their house to not be rented or living in, so they were like, you know, scare people away, right?
Alright.
Yeah. And so there comes our new family that came there, and they are the Deets. And these Deets have their daughter Lydia, which is Winona Ryder.
Okay.
Yeah, it was played by her, and she's, you know, a goth girl in her teens, and she's like, oh my God, there's a demon here, I don't care, I'm depressed, you know.
I can't myself.
Yes. And so she challenged him. So basically, there's a demon, whatever. The demon wants to marry her because he wants to break out of the afterlife. And so he tries to trick her and whatever.
Seduce
and
her, like, kind of things, or
terrify her more and like hold her as a captive and whatnot, you know?
how is that gonna make her marry him?
Exactly.
Sounds like a traditional marriage to me.
It is. It sounds like that. And that's like the first version of the movie, and it was nice. They had like the visuals were amazing. You know, Tim Burton. The thing that I love about him and his movies is that his idea of afterlife is fun. You know? Did you watch like Corpse Bride?
Yeah, that's what I did. That's
Yeah,
what
it's
I
like it
watched.
makes death funny and humorous and cozy and all these
Yeah.
colors and poppings, and you know. So
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that about that first movie. And so everybody forgot about it. It was a nice classic, and then boom, 2024 we got Beetlejuice 2, right?
Out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
No one was waiting for that.
Well, Tim Burton was actually working on it all these years. Like,
No way.
Yeah, he wanted to have like a comeback, and this movie is a jackpot. Let me tell you that.
It was the comeback.
Nah. You know, traditionally, always having the comeback of a previous classic is always not
They
that
always
good.
suck.
Yeah.
They're
It
whack.
slides. No, but this one it's actually interesting, and I really like it. I even like it more than the first one because we have more stuff going around, more themes.
okay.
Yeah. So right now, this Lydia, she has a show. Yeah, she grew up. She has a show. She is psychic, right? She talks to
Okay.
ghosts, to the dead, whatever. Her husband died. No, and she has also a daughter. And her daughter, Astrid, it was played by Jenna Ortega.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, she's a teenager. And she was like, oh my God, I just want a normal mom that wears pastels and boring, you know.
Sure.
She doesn't want a psychic mom that wears, like, you know, black suits. And
She
stuff.
doesn't know what fun is.
Yeah, she doesn't. She can't relate. And so she was all pissed around and whatnot. And out of the blue, her grandfather died.
Ooh.
Yeah, keep in mind, her grandfather and her grandmother, they live in the house at the previous film. You know, like the original
okay.
house up in the hill.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
And so her grandmother now works as a gallery, you know, director. I don't know, like she just works in the garden. She's a rich white lady, you know.
Okay.
She just stares at paintings and she sells them. Now, her husband died, right? And now Lydia, she has to come back for the funeral and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
And so Astrid, the daughter of Lydia, she was like, oh no, I hate this and whatever. And yeah. So they come into the haunted house, right? The original house.
Right.
Yes, possessed by Beetlejuice himself, the
Okay.
trickster demon.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my God, let me tell you about the house. There's this scene where
So they
show
did the
it.
funeral in the house.
Absolutely. I mean, they
Okay.
lived there. And the house was like covered by this black veil.
Ooh.
Like the whole fucking house is so classy and it's up top, like on a hill, and it's covered with a black veil. I like that. I want that as my funeral. Like, please.
Or I want
Yes.
that as my normal house.
Well, it's a little bit extra. I mean, it has to be special. It's
No,
like,
I don't want to be a ritual. I think it's
yeah, it's a hijabi house.
okay. That's a good one.
That was fun, and like they came there and whatever, and at the fucking funeral there's this, you know, junky ass bastard who wanna use Lydia, the psychic, for her fame, because now she has a show and whatever, and he's the producer of the show, and so he wanted to marry her to get the money. Right? Yeah. And so he
greedy.
proposed to her mid-funeral. And her daughter Astrid's like, oh no, my grandfather just died. I don't like this. You just want to marry and like there's death everywhere. And so she like rided her bicycle, pissed. Right? What a privilege. And she bumped into a tree and a tree house. Like when she lifted her head up, she found a tree house. And there was this nice, beautiful boy. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, we love. And he was, you know, kind and geeky and nerdy. And she was like, do you read this? And I was like, yes, I read this.
Oh my God, we have so much in common there.
Yeah, that happened. And then he was like, come over tomorrow.
Ooh,
And she was like, okay.
play date.
Yes. And by tomorrow, the wedding day. Like, literally, the wedding day is... Yes. It's crazy. The wedding day is literally next to the funeral's day.
That is fucking.
Yeah,
crazy.
it's very insensitive coming from a millennial, you know?
Very insensitive.
Anyways, she was like, I don't want to get into like this marriage stuff. I don't want to see my mom marry again, you know? So I want to go and fuck this new white boy. And she went to him, and by coincidence, it was Halloween, you know? Halloween night, everybody's dressed up, the vibe, whatever. She dressed up as a book character.
Okay.
Boring.
Boring. Very boring.
Yeah. She went to him and he was like, listen, there's this book and I want you to read these couple of things because we can open a portal to afterlife. Yeah, and you can see your dad. I could take you to him because her dad is dead, you know,
Okay,
the
yeah.
previous husband of Lydia. She was like, she's gonna do anything to see her dad. She's her dad's favorite. She loves her dad, whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah. Little did she know that the actual boy is a ghost. Yes, and he used her.
God, okay.
Yeah, he used her as like his ticket to live again because you can do that in Beetlejuice. Like you could take an alive person,
To
afterlife.
body?
Yes, and you go to like this whole station where they have passport stuff, and it's so fun. Literally, yeah. And
Dead
you-
people?
Dead people. They have more fun than us. And like you could sign, and you could trade lives, and she could be stuck in the afterlife, and you could
my
come
God.
back and be like the white, boring boy that he is, you know. And so she didn't know. Lydia figured out by her lawyer or attorney, or I don't know, that house was actually abandoned. Nobody lived there, and she was like, "Oh my God, I just dropped my girl at a house of a ghost. Obviously, there's something going on." And so
Yeah.
she went back, and she didn't know what to do. Now the portal is closed. Astrid is with the boy in the afterlife. She's just trying to look for her dad.
Oh.
Yeah, and so she didn't know what to do. Her mom, and so she was like, "You know what? Let me call Beetlejuice." Yeah, so
Let me
that-
call the demon.
the demon. And Beetlejuice, if you call him 3 times, he appears.
Oh, should we do it?
Yeah, Beetlejuice.
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 Oh, he's right there. No, he's just shy. And he was like, "Oh, baby.
Finally, you call money.
Yeah." And so he was like, "I can help you go to the, afterlife.
Afterlife.
If you marry me again." But why does he need to marry her? Because his ex-wife, played by Monica Bellucci,
Ugh.
her name is Dolores.
Ugh.
All right, she's the queen of death.
Oh my God.
Yes, she wants to
That's so hot.
kill him. Yeah, she wants to kill him in the after, and he's so fucking scared of her. Like, she sucks souls out of people.
Ooh.
Yeah, she just gets so closer to you, and she
Please, I
sucks,
want that.
yeah. And she sucks your soul out, and he was a dick to her.
Oh.
Yeah, because he married her, and then like he dumped her and whatever, and
Ooh, so she's angry.
yeah, the scene where she collects her body parts in the beginning,
Oh
the
my
intro,
God, I saw that on,
is
like,
so
TikTok.
good. Yeah, it was so good. So he wants to run away from her, and so if he can marry Lydia, then he's not married to Dolores.
Yeah. Okay.
And so
it
she
breaks
can't
the
kill him.
contract.
It breaks the contract, and Lydia wants to save her daughter from this beautiful ghosty boy, and so off we go to the journey, right?
Ooh.
Yeah. And so they went, and she was trying to find her father, and she accidentally met her grandfather, the deceased one, the
Okay.
recent one. He was bitten by a shark. That was fun. There is this like scenes in the waiting room. There's like a waiting room for the dead.
Really?
Yes, and like you
We
have,
also wait after death.
yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the deceased room for the dead. And they stood there. And like you wait for your turn, and you have a chores to do. Like Beetlejuice himself, he had an office. Yes, he is a businessman, baby. In the afterlife, he had like these yellow-tied, brainless people. I mean,
Oh.
they're like huge, but they just have brain. They don't have skull, like a petite
Oh,
brain and like
okay.
huge eyes. Yeah, it's a really costume if you want to do it for Halloween. I love that.
That's so smart.
Yeah, and the journey went on. He was trying to escape Dolores, marry Lydia, Things led to another. The ghost boy is now they saved her, so now the daughter is fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and in the church, when finally Beetlejuice, about to shit his pants, want to marry Lydia, Dolores opens the door.
Ooh.
Yeah, and there's like wind, and her hair is just like flying by.
dramatic.
Oh my God, Tim Burton, he did it so good.
I mean,
His
that's
baby
his baby.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know that because the makeup, the everything, it was the aesthetics. As I told you, Tim Burton just makes Afterlife looks
So much more fun.
delicious.
I just want to die now.
I just want to die. Yeah, it makes you wanna die because there's this death, depressing, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you see it from this perspective, the way that he portrays it, it really seems fun. It makes you excited to die.
like more alive.
Like I really hope there's like a waiting room. I don't mind waiting if I'm gonna see Beetlejuice dancing. Oh, and there's like this train station and a scene where they played 70s music and everybody was like wearing it was something. I really like
That's
it.
my jam.
Also, like, do you know the song where drink or run dun, 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 da. Dun, 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 go,
No.
I don't know it. I don't know it as well, but it's portrayed in the first film, like the 1988. Yeah, they were having dinner and Beetlejuice made them dance and sing it. And like the grandmother back in the day, she was a hottie, and she started singing in this man voice. And I kid you not, you would.
Oh, I saw that scene in the table.
Yes,
dinner
would
table.
cry by life. I mean, the way he just incorporates humor with it, I found it so interesting. And so it's like Halloween-esque vibe, but funny.
It's like balance.
Nice yes, it's balanced in every shape or form. And you have different themes. Like the first one, the first movie, it was all about, okay, there's a demon, a trickster, and he wants to marry this to break out of the afterlife. But now we have like motherhood. We have like, deceiving. We have Beetlejuice being like a protagonist / antagonist. Like you would really like him. Yeah.
Smart.
And so that's about it. And actor that played Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton, he improvised most of the lines.
No way.
No, that was something.
Was good.
Yes,
Yeah.
he improvised like all the jokes, all the way he was moving. Like I guess like he approached method acting because he was so good. Like he just embodied the character. He didn't follow the script. It was just like whatever. I'm a demon, and I can't think of anybody who can play Beetlejuice better than him. And so shame on you for not watching Beetlejuice.
I thought it was quirky and I thought it was, not that interesting, but now it's quirky and interesting.
It is very interesting.
Now I'll definitely check it out.
You should. Oh my god! And if you
I'll check it out tonight. You guys should too. No, that was really good. No, I loved it. Now I'm excited to watch it, not gonna lie.
Yeah, like if you were looking to watch something, but that's not stereotypical like horror or
drama. Kind of thing.
Like blood. Go. Yeah, you want something fun? You could watch it with your family. You could watch it with your friend. You could watch it with your crush.
All right, family friendly.
Yeah, I love it.
You love it.
I love
You
it.
love
It's
family friendly movies.
That's the thing about Tim Burton. I think his movies are timeless. And he
Actually,
just doesn't
yes.
miss. Every movie, like I could rewatch Beetlejuice again tonight, and I would still laugh at the same scene again and again and again. So yeah, that's about it. Now tell me about your movie.
Okay, now it's gonna take a dark turn.
All right. Stop smiling. Put your veils on.
Put my veil on. Now this movie is based on a novel by Stephen King.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
Woo.
Woo woo.
The movie is called 1922 and it's based on a novel by Stephen King.
Okay.
Now, obviously, the movie is not going to portray everything that Stephen King wrote in the book.
Yes.
But the director did such a good job emphasizing and the most important keys. Now, we're going to start, of course, I'm going to give you the introduction of the movie, how we started. First, it was kind of slow-paced. It just shows you a family of a countryside.
Ooh.
Yeah, there was a man whose name is Welford. Which I did not like. And his wife, Alert.
Yeah.
And his kid, Henry, who likes to be called Hank.
Hank?
Yeah. I don't know. He thought that was cool.
Hank.
Hank. He's a 15-year-old boy.
Expected.
Yeah, he's a kid.
Right.
So the movie takes this atmosphere of darkness. There was absolutely no element of humor.
Ooh.
Nothing.
Nothing.
There is nothing.
Ooh.
And the cast is not crowded, and that's what I liked. There was like at max, like 8 characters in the whole movie. That's all you're gonna see. The same faces over and over again.
Wow.
But every single character have their own atmosphere, especially the protagonist / antagonist. Well, when I say protagonist, that means the main character.
Right.
We have 3 main characters, the family.
Okay.
Welford, Alert, and Hank. Now there's this house in the countryside. They have a land, cornfield, and they have cows, and they have the barn, and
trucks.
they have not really trucks. They just have like 1 truck.
Okay.
So like they have lands, they have that fortune, but they don't have the cash. If you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
So Alert had kind of grew bored. She was bored of the country life. She was like, I want to sell my dad's land because she inherited the land and the house from her father.
He's dead?
He's dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
As she should.
Yeah, she was like, listen, Welford, we should sell the land to this other rich family. We should sell the cows. We should sell everything and move to the city.
Right.
She thought that was the ideal. Then they're going to have cash. They're not just going to have like, possessions.
Yes.
Welford was like, no. So Alert kind of like cornered him. She was like, listen, I will sell because it's my land. It's my cows.
By right, yeah.
By right. I will stand and I will move to the city. Now, if you don't want to come with me, I don't give a fuck. But I'm taking my son and I'm gonna take the custody. She can win the custody because she can then hire, a lawyer.
Yeah, an attorney,
with the money.
yeah.
And Wilford has zero. Bro is broke.
Oh, shit.
Bro is just...
Bro is broke and he's telling her what to do with her fucking land.
Literally.
Wow, man.
Now Wilford started to grow this dark ideas in his head.
Ooh.
He grew to hate her.
Oh shit.
And you can see that in the subtle showing that they showed in his face. The actor did such a good job.
Right.
Now you can see like the how do we call the uneasiness in his face.
Yeah.
Like he literally looked like he hate her.
Oh,
now I
shit.
was like, now this is very unsettling. Like this is your wife, and just because she had a decision to make of her own, now you're suddenly like,
Oh.
I don't want to do anything with
She
you.
wants to break free.
So yeah, like I was saying, you can see the unsettling in his face. The atmosphere is so dark. The director did such a good job emphasizing the darkness.
Yeah.
Like it's just a house in the middle of nowhere, just a cornfield. Everything is just so weird and bizarre. There was this dark energy. It was so good. Even the house is low-key scary from the inside. Like if it was decorated like nicely, it would look such a banger. But really, it was kind of scary because there was just wood and like a little bit of furniture. Just like one mini table
it's
and like
a countryside house.
literally just like a mini table and like 3 chairs.
Ooh.
Everything's just counted, like one couch and like 2 beds. Like everything is counted. Everything is just unsettling. Day by day, he started hating her, and they showed this like in a slow kind of pace thing.
Ooh, what did he do?
I'll tell you.
Oh,
Be patient.
okay.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. Sent some sense into her, like we can settle here, and this is
Yeah.
all what we have. And she was so determined. There was no way you can change your opinion. She was like, no, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take my son with me. وانت اقعد.
You say.
Oh my god, I forgot. انت اقعد. She was like, you get to sit here and fucking rot. I don't care. I'm gonna go and take my son. Suddenly there was a switch you can see in his face. He went from like this just regular husband, not that loving, not that affectionate.
Yeah, just like a man.
Just from the beginning, it was just a man, really. But then there was this switch. Even though he was not a loving husband, he became even more unloving husband.
Ooh.
The switch was so fucking insane.
She was sleeping with an enemy.
She was sleeping with her greatest enemy.
Oh shit.
And you can, what I liked about the story is, about the movie really, is that the narrator, Wilford, is narrating his life from the very first start and how things took a turn.
Oh, Wilford is the narrator in the movie?
Yes, he was talking about his own life.
Right.
Well, it cuts to the scene where, well, the very first scene, they're gonna show you the last scene, actually, of Wilford trying to write a message.
It's like a novel, yeah.
A letter. And while he was writing the letter, he was talking to it. He was narrating to us, the audience.
Yes.
So his voice was always there in the movie.
Oh,
they show us the scenes of the countryside, of the wife and stuff like
God.
that, but we can, hear him talk in the voice. Like, especially when he was like laying next to his wife, and the moment he started hating her, that was him narrating. He was like, I grew to despise her.
Oh shit.
Now, Wilford believed in one thing. He said that the man's pride is the man's land.
Classic.
Classic. It's like, if you take my land, that means you're gonna take my pride. And that's not something easy for a man, especially in the society of 1922, to like just accept and be like, oh my god, do you want to leave? Sure, you can leave, baby. No, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It was his pride being stripped away within and with his son.
Yes.
Now Wilford started, for me, the way I saw it was like Wilford became this demon, this devil. He started whispering ideas to his son,
Oh shit.
telling him, your mother is ruining everything for us. She's trying to strip us away from our land, our lives, our farmhouse. She's trying to strip you away from your sweetheart because Hank, he had a sweetheart, Shannon, she is a sweetheart, but Hank loved her to death.
Okay, so she used his weakness.
So Wilford used his weakness. Shannon is innocent from all of this, obviously. So Wilford they showed like scenes where Wilford would take his son to the cornfield.
Did you rape him? Oh my god. What
No.
did you do?
Now, cornfields symbolize isolation. But really, if you dig into the literature, you're going to find that the symbolism, actually, of a cornfield shows the end of fertility. Took him to the cornfield. The cornfield symbolizes two things. It's the end of fertility.
Yes.
The end of natural order.
Yes.
And the end of national optimism.
Oh shit!
Right? It symbolizes also isolation, disorientation. So he used to take his kid every single day to the cornfield, isolation, and just speaks to him, talks to him like not in a way that he was like aggressive, like we need to do this. It was so settling in a way that Welford was like, yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
and you will do it with me.
It's like he possessed him.
He was talking to him in a really calm tone, like, listen, your mother's trying to take everything from us. And then he kind of integrated religion into this. Now a 15-year-old boy, obviously, yes,
okay,
classic Christian family or Catholic, really, I'm not really sure. Now poor Hank now believes in the religious rambling.
Yes.
Welford was trying to talk, trying to convince him in every kind of way possible. Like, she's gonna take away your Shannon, she's gonna take away your routine life in the farm, and she's gonna,
demonize you,
basically. So he mentioned the last approach was religion.
Yes.
Now, this is the way I saw it, obviously. He started saying that if we kill her, we will actually redeem for her mistakes. Are gonna give her the redemption she needs because she's so cruel and she's so this. If we kill her, she will go to heaven. And Hank was like, you really think we're gonna send her to heaven? He was like, yes, we will. Every single day until Hank was just determined. Right. So they made a plan, Welford and Hank, to manipulate the mother. They told her, we should sell the house and we should sell, the lands and the cows. You're right.
Yeah.
Maybe we can, try the city life for a change.
Yes.
The mother was ecstatic. Wow. She was happy. She was like, oh my God, let's celebrate.
Oh my
this is a celebration. Let's fucking celebrate.
I feel bad for her.
Yeah, no, that was really bad. She started celebrating, being so happy. She, cracked a bottle of wine and started drinking and drinking and drinking. She even, hinted that she would have sex with Welford, but Welford just fucking despised her.
Yeah.
He was just using her.
Yeah.
She got drunk to the point where she was just gonna, pass out.
Yeah.
They took her up to the bed. They laid her down. Now Hank started hesitating a little bit. Now you can see the hesitation in Hank.
Yeah, it didn't feel natural to his human nature. He was
absolutely
like, what the fuck?
not.
Yeah.
But Welford, he showed no hesitation.
God, he's
He
diabolical.
was determined.
Wow.
Hank started suggesting things like, maybe we should kill her with a pillow, just, strangle her, not really make her suffer. Welford was like, no, that would be like she's gonna resist, basically. So the pillow, no, let's not do that. And they showed the scene where Welford was like checking out the knives, like collection of knives that he had, and he chose like the biggest one.
Ooh.
And they just sneaked into her room. She was asleep. She had no idea that her own husband and son
Or
just gonna literally murder her in the most hideous fucking way ever. She was asleep. So Hank had a bag. He's an accomplice, but not entirely an accomplice, right? He just had a bag, put it in her head, and just like positioned her on the bed.
Yes.
While Welford tried to cut her throat. The cutting was not working. So he was like slicing the throat. She was still resisting.
Oh, God.
She was still like, get away from me. What the fuck is going on?
No, that's hideous.
It's so fucking ugly. And Hank just was like shocked.
Wow.
So Welford just kind of like pushed him. He was like, you know what? I'll just fucking finish this, by myself. And finally, like, he positioned her neck, properly, finally. And he just cut the fucking veins in her neck. And just, and she died. Yeah, no, it was ugly death. The blood was everywhere. The bed was bloody. His clothes were bloody. Their hands, it was ugly.
And I bet, like, he didn't flinch. Like, he was okay with it, Welford.
He was determined. He did not stop.
What about Hank?
Hank was shocked.
Wow.
You can see the shock in his face. Obviously, he was like, what the fuck, is this real?
Yeah.
Are we actually doing this?
Yeah.
They kind of, took a pause. Because, she really resisted. She did not want to die. They took a pause and then they had to clean the mess. Now, the way Welford was kind of telling his story was like, it's not really about the... I'm not really showing you how I murdered.
Right.
Or how, my life took a change. I'm showing you the work that it takes to do the murder. It's not just, you kill, someone dies, and that's it. No.
Yeah.
Is that you kill, and then you have to do the work. And he starts narrating the work after the murder. What it takes to be a murderer. What it takes to take a soul.
Yeah.
And it was hard chores. Let me tell you something. You do not want to kill someone. So they tried to clean the mess, and oh my God, it took a whole day.
Yeah.
It was too much. They had to scrub the floor, and they had to change the mattress. They had to...
Did they bury her, or what did they do?
No, I'm trying
body?
to get to that.
Okay.
You're gonna see that.
Okay.
All right. So they put her in a bag.
Okay.
Not really a bag. It was kind of a blanket, and they just wrapped her up.
Right.
They were taking her out. Mm-hmm. Hank started saying, "Well, Dad, that's not the way to the grave. That's not where we're supposed to bury her." Mm-hmm. And Wilford was just like, "Keep going, keep going."
Oh shit.
Hank was absolutely hanked, bro. He was tired. He passed out. In the middle of carrying his own mother, he passed out.
God.
Too much. Trauma, tiresome.
Yeah.
So Wilford had to finish the job alone. What he did, he started, grabbing the wife. He held her up. Where did he throw her? You may ask.
A well?
A well. Oh my God, you're so good at guessing.
No.
A fucking well
God.
that has no water. It was dry well.
Wow.
He just lifted the cover of the well and he just threw his life. His life.
Kind of. Go ahead.
And he threw his wife there, down there.
Damn.
Cold-blooded. And the blanket kind of...
Did it stay on the top of the well?
It didn't stay on the top of the well, but the body was in a separate place than the blanket. So you can see alert. You can see the poor mother just being sliced and just fucking bruised, and her eyes was bruised, and it was disgusting.
Oh shit.
Wilford took a look and he was like, wow, this is actually ugly. Like he started finally realizing
what he did.
What the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
But you don't really see it. It's not really there, but you can see a glimpse of what the fuck.
Yeah.
He closed the well. His son woke up and he was like, well, that's not the fucking grave. And he was like, we're gonna deal with this later. Mm-hmm. So they had to clean the house, change the, I already said that. I'm not gonna repeat it. I'm tired.
Okay. And?
Suddenly, they finished the work, obviously. They were so fucking tired. They were, oh my God, it took a whole ass day. Mm-hmm. Hank was like, Dad, I don't think I can go to school today. People are gonna He was like, people are gonna fucking know. It's on my face. And you can see it on his face. He was absolutely, wow.
Yeah, he's a teenager.
Shocked.
Yeah, obviously.
So they were sitting on the porch, trying to catch some breath because, they've been up all night doing the fucking murder and cleaning.
Yeah.
Until a car showed up.
Oh.
Where's this car? Ooh, before I mention.
Right.
The lawyer who showed up at the house.
Oh, it's a lawyer.
It's a lawyer.
Okay.
Wilford and Hank came up with the idea that the mother left, so abandoned them. So what they did is they used one suitcase, they picked her favorite clothes, they took the, her jewelries, her most important things ever, in one suitcase, and of course they got rid.
Yeah, got rid of it. Yeah.
So they made it seem like just the mother was done.
Yes.
And she left. In the middle of the night, somebody, picked her, and she just left.
Yes.
She didn't leave anything. She just abandoned both of them. The lawyer showed up. He was like, well, I'm here about the, the land and...
Yeah.
Wilford was very hostile to the lawyer. The lawyer kind of offered a handshake, and he looked at him and he was like, who are you? Why would I, handshake you? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
He was like, well, I am the lawyer, the representative, and, it's about the land, and it's about... He was like, is this about my wife?
No.
Oh,
shit.
I see. He tried to manipulate the lawyer. He was like, oh, I see. So she sent you? Is that what she did? The first thing she did is send a fucking lawyer? Oh. And he was like, well, actually, it's not your wife who sent me.
Who's that?
It's the family.
Oh.
The Farrington family. They're this wealthy who wanted a piece of that land.
Okay.
They wanted that land so bad.
Yeah.
So the lawyer kind of came as a negotiator, we should talk about this, at the land. And Wilford was so hostile, and he was like, no, you're not even invited inside the house.
Damn.
The wife left. She left the land. She left everything. That's where it ends. Go back. The lawyer was kind of suspicious.
Suspicious.
Was kind of suspecting something.
Yeah.
He was like, this does not look right.
Oh.
This looks weird. So he left. Wilford, the first thing he was like, yeah, he's gonna send the sheriff over here, obviously. And the sheriff did actually show up. Ha! What a surprise.
Good morning, Mr. Wilford.
Good morning. Now the sheriff kind of knows Wilford.
Oh.
Wilford, now you can see his manipulation technique is fucking wow.
Oh.
The way he talks, it's kind of satisfying. I'm not gonna lie.
This is psycho, like.
Not in a good way satisfying, but in a bad way. Like
Yeah.
I'm saying, like often,
did bad, so
often
good.
we see people trying to manipulate and it sucks.
Yeah.
That you just laugh.
Yeah.
But Wilford was so good that it's actually satisfying. Like, wow,
Yeah.
you're actually good at this.
You hit the point.
He hit the point.
Wow.
He manipulated everyone. You know, his son, his wife, and he was like, "Yeah, we should sell the land." And the lawyer, and now the sheriff. The sheriff was like, "Well, what happened?"
Yeah.
You know, he was like, "The lawyer sent me and told me about, you know, your wife kind of left, and we just, you know, want to make sure that everything is okay." Wilford was like, "Sure. Do you want to like check the house?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, come here." He showed him around. He was like, "Well, we suspect that she took her favorite things." And Wilford was smart because he hid the pants. Women use pants to travel, right? Because it's much more easier than, you know, wearing a dress or a gown and you have to
okay.
like pick it
Yeah.
up. He hid specifically her
pants.
only 2 pants
Yeah.
and made it seem like she chose the lightweight kind of luggage so she can run away.
Yeah.
The sheriff was not really suspecting anything, except that he looked under the bed and he found like boots. He was like, "Well, these look like a women boots."
Yeah.
Wilford was, you know,
Well-
trying to find a lie.
Yeah.
He was like, "Well, she had other pair of
Yeah, she got like 1,000. The
yeah
ungrateful
shoes,
bitch.
but they're not boots. She took, you know, the other shoes, obviously."
Yeah.
And he was like, "As you can see, she took the jewelry. You know, she took the frames of Grandpa and Grandma." This was Hank talking, trying to like make it seem like she
jump
did
into
live
the
us.
role,
Yeah. Well, the sheriff was like, "Well, everything just seems okay. All right." Now, about the well. Before the sheriff showed up, Hank asked his father a question. He was like, "What about the well? We should like fill it up
With water?
with water, with something, with soil, anything,
Yeah.
because you know it's
Maybe like cement would cover her body.
yeah,
you know?
that
Yeah.
would work because you know the body was there."
Yeah.
So Wilford even Wilford, girl, he came up with this idea to throw a cow, a live cow, into the well
What the fuck?
so she can hide the body, and so he can have an excuse to
what
fill
about,
the
what
well.
about all the mooing and...
Oh, he shot her.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the cow fell and she was in pain. Then he was like, boom, he shot her. She's dead. Now
her.
they have a solid reason to fill the well.
Okay.
Now, when Sheriff, showed up and before he even, entered the house and did the research, he found that the Wilford and Hank were so tired
Yeah.
of what? And Sheriff was like, you guys look like tired as fuck. He was like, yeah, well, I had one of... He talks like this. Well, I had one of the cows run out of the barn and, we fell down the wheel and it was a... So, his
Fucking
accent,
Southern man.
he is the Southern man. But, one thing I didn't like about the accent...
Yeah.
Not the accent, specifically, but the way the guy talks.
Okay. The
You know
actor?
how? Yeah, the actor. He just talks with his his teeth clenched.
Oh.
He just talk like this, saying like his mouth is literally closed, just his lips moving.
Yeah.
It was like the cow kind of run away
he's a
from
creep.
the barn.
Come on, like,
and
he killed his wife.
He talks
He
like
has
this, like
something.
the whole movie.
Yeah.
It kind of,
Open your mouth.
put me on the edge. I was like,
Yeah.
God damn, like open your goddamn mouth. So that was
Yeah.
the only thing that I didn't like about Wilford.
Yeah, about the
No.
accent. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most people would find it like, yo, this is a true West person.
Yeah.
But not for me. It was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So they had a solid reason to fill the well, and they did fill it with like soil.
Uh-huh.
But before they threw the cow, when Wilford kind of, took a last look at his wife, he found rats
Ooh.
all over her body. Even a rat inside of her mouth, eating her insides.
Does rats live in wells?
No, they don't live in the well, but the well was connected to like a pipe
Ah, makes
from
sense.
the
Yeah,
underground.
Yeah.
So like he had probably
Okay,
climbed and
yeah.
went there. He found like rats surrounding his wife's body,
yeah.
eating her.
Oh,
There was this
shit.
specifically a rat inside of her mouth, just eating the insides. It was kind of fucking disgusting. I felt so bad for the
The
mother.
scene was like this graphic. Oh
Yeah,
my
it was
God.
graphic, especially the cutting of the throat, bro.
I
It was
love
like
that.
bah, 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 the blood, even the sound of the
Oh, that's a spooky
of
thing.
the oxygen just kind of
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
find the pipe. It doesn't.
It
just,
doesn't.
so yeah, rats all over the place eating her life body. He was like, whoa, what the fuck? And then you can see like there was this sort of finally kind of protection, finally
yeah.
instinct in Wilford. When he saw the rat surrounding his wife's body, he kind of got defensive about it, and he was like, "Stay away from her!" And he kind of threw something. He
That's
threw, I
sweet.
think, yeah, he threw the luggage of hers, Miskino, just there, just there. He was like, "Get the fuck away from her!" That was the only time Wilford
Yeah.
showed any sort of.
I think I just did that because I didn't want like the mice to make noise because you know how they.
No, not really. They were not making any noise. They were very silent.
Okay.
He just kind of got a little bit. It was showing, like, get the fuck away from her.
Wow.
Kind of a defensiveness,
Yeah.
like protection, but like
Only
very
I can
late,
kill. Yeah.
very late. So yeah, they filled the well with soil. He thought he was done. He thought, the
Relief.
relief, like I'm done with this. Wilfred spent most of his times working, trying to distract himself.
Yeah.
Because it was just fucking too much.
Yes.
Just working. If he doesn't work, he's gonna have like ideas and the guilt.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, flashbacks kind of thing. And there was one thing, the rats in the movie, they symbolize greed, but they also symbolize guilt. In
Wow.
literature when you see that.
Yeah.
So, because throughout the movie, you're gonna see more and more numbers of rats.
Mm-hmm.
At first, it was just like a couple of them surrounding the body, and then it just, it was like
Doesn't. Yeah.
more than a dozen surrounding his body. And then you can say that after like a while from her death and them just trying to kind of adapt to the life of no mother, no Ellard, nothing like, hey, let's go back to the city. There was not that noise anymore.
Yeah.
Life seemed just more depressing.
It's boring now.
Yeah, it was just more boring.
Wow.
And there was this saying that kind of bothered me in the movie where Wilford said that, well, in this time,
Ah.
a man's wife is man's business. That means the society are not really specifically gonna be like, where's your wife?
Yeah.
Because a man's wife is a man's business.
Yeah. It's like here as well in Algeria.
Yeah,
You
if
can't
she's
go
gone,
around.
she's gone.
Yeah.
You don't ask questions. If
Yeah.
she's dead, she's dead. Don't ask questions. Yeah, it's basically like a traditional kind of marriage.
Yeah.
And this was 1922. Algeria still deals with this in 2024.
babies. Yeah.
Now we start to see the struggle with money.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bitch. Now he can't pull up a.
Now, yeah, there was this struggle,
Ah.
obvious struggle with money.
Yeah.
Hank, the poor boy,
What did
got
he do?
his sweetheart Shannon pregnant.
Stupid Hank
Even though his mother,
is dead.
before her death, literally the night that she was gonna die, she was like, Hank,
Use protection.
don't even use protection. She was like, you can play with her as much as you want, feel her body, do this and that, eat her out, but don't put it in.
Yes.
She's like, don't put it in.
Right.
And Hank was like kind of defensive. He was like, how dare you talk about Shannon like that? So she's dead.
Wow.
He got her pregnant.
Shit.
And Wilford was like, well, your mother did say keep your willy out of that place.
Oh, now we remember.
Now you remember the mother's
Yeah.
quote, and he got her pregnant. Wilford was like, well, what do you expect us to do? Hank was like, I want to get married. She was
Right.
like, you're 15. It was like, well, people at 15 marry at this age. He was like, no.
Yes.
The family of Shannon knew. So the father came in.
Oh
The
shit.
father. The father and the father.
Yeah.
He was like, well, your son got my daughter pregnant. Now is a discipline kind of thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna send Shannon to this private school, only women and girls, and it's a Christian school,
Yeah.
it's a religious, so she's
Yeah.
gonna be more tamed. She's gonna finish her pregnancy, and then she's gonna give birth, and then the kid, we're gonna put him into adoption.
God.
Wilford was like, and what the fuck is my business in this? Like, why are you telling me all that? He was
Yeah.
like, well, the private school are Expensive.
Eesh.
You're gonna put some share. You have
Yeah.
some share into this
Yeah.
because, well, your son got my
Your
daughter
son's
pregnant.
dick made this happen.
He's willy.
Yeah.
So he was like, no, I'm not gonna ask you for $150 because at that time it was fucking expensive. It was, whoa.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
something.
yeah.
He was like, but I'm gonna cut your share into $75, which was still expensive to Welford because he had literally nothing. There
Yeah,
was
no
no
bucks.
cash,
Yeah.
no nothing. Welford was like, well, I can't really help with that.
Yeah.
I don't have any money. I don't have any cash. Alert took everything.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't care how, but you have to pay your share. I mean, that's only fair.
Yeah. Makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of sense. Wilford was very pissed by that. The father left. He started thinking. Hank was very emotional. He was
Right.
like, you know what? What if we just run away? Me and Shannon. He was like, what the fuck are you thinking about? Run away? Where?
Yeah.
With what? What money? What this? We'll run away to the city. It felt like the whole movie, the whole plot, was just returning to the point of
The
alert.
mother, yeah.
Just the mother being like, let's go to the city.
Yeah,
it's more
she was
peaceful.
wise.
She was wise. And they thought there was like, no, it's not wise. But every single scene in the movie just shows that they have this attraction towards the city more and more, even though they don't want to go there,
Yeah.
but it's calling them.
Yeah.
So Wilford was kind of broke. His son wants to get married, and he has to pay the goddamn, share, $75. It was too much. He went to the bank,
Right.
and he had a loan,
Okay.
$50,
Okay.
which is good. All right, he'd done that. He got the money. He went back to his truck. He found a letter from Hank saying, I took Shannon and we're running away. And
To the
don't look
city.
for me.
Yeah.
And he was like, don't send Sheriff Joel's to look for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to say everything that you did. I'm going to expose you.
Oh, shit.
So Wilford had to keep his mouth shut and
Right.
let his son just kind of, go on his
Wander
journey.
around, yeah.
Now
he's
Wilford
alone.
is alone. He lost his son.
Yeah.
Now he's alone in the house. He went one night. There was this mooing sound of the cows.
Ooh.
Just in the middle of the night. So loud.
I don't know where.
Wilford kind of got the gun. He went to the barn, trying to make sure if there was no dogs or foxes or anything.
Yeah.
He found rats eating the cows' boobs.
Oh.
Yeah, literally.
The symbology.
One nipple was
Ripped
just
out.
ripped out by
Wow.
the rats. And Wilford was kind of confused, like, where the fuck did the rats come?
Uh-huh.
He started looking around and he found a pipe that was connected to the well. He got closer and he smelled the hideous smell of his wife's dead body, even
the cow's dead body.
dead body, even the rats they smell.
Uh-huh.
He got furious. He just, he went on and got some, like, I was gonna say semen. He got like mud and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he just kind of start chunking that pipe
Yeah,
just to
closing
prevent
it
the
out.
smell.
Yeah.
Thinking he can escape the rats. But the way I saw it, it was just him trying to escape the guilt because rats, again, they
Symbolize guilt.
Symbolize the
Yeah,
guilt.
and regret.
one of the rats bit Wilford
No.
when he was
Oh.
when he was looking through the closet. He was looking for extra money if Alert left any money.
The rats
or
got
kind
even
of-
into the house?
Oh yeah, they were everywhere. I
Ooh.
told you they kind of get in numbers by the scene.
God, that's so satisfying. He's gonna be eaten by rats.
Wilford is such a loser.
Yeah.
That he started looking for his wife's savings all around the house, in the kitchen, in her closet. Right, there was this scene in the closet where the rats kind of came out of nowhere and just bit him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was a horrible bite. It was huge. It was
Ooh.
filled with illnesses, a fucking rat.
Yeah,
I
fucking
mean,
plague, man.
ew.
Yeah.
So Wilford just didn't want to go to the hospital to get help or anything like that. So he just kind of rolled a
Cheap ass.
cheap ass kind of cloth around
Yeah.
his hand. He just left it there, hoping he's gonna be like healed.
Uh-huh.
He was not healed. It got worse. It got infected.
Yeah.
Now it's snowing. Oh, the weather outside was fucking ugly.
Ooh.
It was not good. After the bite, and this is how I saw it interesting, because after the bite, Wilford started seeing, he got into a kind of psychosis episode or hysteria. He started seeing his wife
You know shit,
just
Sherlock.
kind of approaching out
Yeah.
of nowhere, one day at a time. He would just kind of see a glimpse of her.
Wow.
And then one day he just saw her standing right there by the door when it was snowing.
Oh.
He
That's
got
spooky.
freaked out. It was so
Yeah.
spooky. She started coming into the house. He freaked out. He was hysterical. He went running away. He was just trying to find, a place where she isn't there.
Yeah,
She was
pussy.
following him around the house. You can hear her footsteps.
Oh, I love
It's kind
this.
of creaking.
Oh no. Oh.
Just like that. And then he got panicked. And there was this scene where he tried to go to the basement, but he stumbled and fell. And the wife was just coming. All with
Oh, I
her, with
love
her,
that.
yeah, with her
Slit her
throat,
throat.
slit her throat. Her eye just kind of fucking bruised. The rats, all of her skin just fucking eating her. While she was walking, coming down to the stairs,
Yeah.
there was rats,
Following?
like an army, of
Holy
rats, just kind
shit.
of, going down to the stairs as well.
Oh.
She started approaching him step by step. It was like so spooky, so mysterious. What is she gonna do? Is she gonna kill him? Is she real? Is he,
Yeah.
having psychosis episode? Is this like a divine punishment? What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
She approached him like so close to the face.
Uh-huh.
She started whispering.
What did she say? Oh my god.
Now, keep in mind that Wilford during the whole movie is narrating his story.
Yeah.
He's narrating that the dead women's whispers.
Uh-huh.
He said something. There was this line about the only thing women's whispers whispered something that only dead women knows. Something like this.
Yes.
Right? She started whispering. We can't really see or hear what she's saying, but we can see.
That she's whispering.
No, we can see what she's whispering.
Okay.
So they cut us into the scene of Hank.
Okay.
The dead woman was telling Wilford what happened to their son. And she started saying that his son robbed a store trying to find, some cash.
Yeah.
He had Shannon run away from the private school. Hank stole the car. Well,
Oh.
at first, he used it to go to school, but really he used it to run away. So he
Yeah.
took his dad's truck.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a car at that time. Store.
Okay.
Right. So it was kind of a routine. Now they become like Shannon and Hank. They became like the Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
there was this simulation.
From a serial killer to a bank robber.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a story that we all know. Bonnie and
Yeah,
Clyde.
yeah.
It was like. It's not good a story, I know,
Yeah.
but it was like the resemblance was there.
Yeah.
Right. So he went from robbing stores to like shooting people who tried to stop them.
Oh shit.
And one day, they became wanted, by the way. Shannon and Hank
they would
were
be-
everywhere on the newspaper. The town kind of heard, and they had the pictures on the newspaper. So Hank and his sweetheart, they were not really safe. One day they got in a bar, and like the bartender was looking at them.
And he called
And
the
he knew.
police.
He knew that these are like wanted. He didn't
Yeah.
call the police.
What did
He
he
used
do?
his own gun. Yeah. When Shannon and Hank, they were leaving the bar, the motherfucker just called him and he was like, hey, and he shot Shannon on the fucking stomach at her baby.
Oh god,
He shot
that's
her baby.
brutal.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
So obviously Hank, he had a gun. He tried to shoot the
Yeah,
bartender. He did.
missed.
No,
Oh,
he did,
he
obviously.
did,
So he
okay.
got injured. He got his sweetheart in the car, and they were, running away, sprinting. They didn't find a place. They had a crash. It was snowy.
Oh,
it was
shit.
messy. It was,
Karma.
Wilford at this time, he was like, fucking stop. I don't want to hear. Kill me. I don't want to hear what
Yeah,
happened. Kill
yeah.
me, telling his wife. She didn't. She took a pause,
Yes.
and then she just kind of approached him again and started whispering again.
Wow.
They got into the scene where they had a car crash. It
Okay.
was so Hank, the poor boy, he had to carry his Shannon, and they found like a empty cottage like in the middle of nowhere. They got there, it was so fucking freezing cold, and Shannon was like, the baby is dead. I don't feel it anymore. I don't feel the heartbeat anymore. It's
Yeah.
dead. He was like, stay here. I'm gonna go get the woods, and I'm gonna make the place like a little bit cozy, a little bit warm for
Yeah.
us. He went. He got like kind of scraps of wood. It was not really like actual wood.
Yeah.
But he collected whatever he could.
I mean, it was in the middle of nowhere. So
It was in the middle of nowhere and
Yeah.
it was fucking snowing.
Yeah.
It was, ugh. So he got back into the cottage. He started the fire. He was like busy starting the fire, and then he looked, and Shannon was dead.
I mean, obviously,
Obviously.
the dead baby is gonna kill the mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was just there, cold-blooded dead.
Freezing.
Hank was like Shannon. Shannon.
Yeah.
She died with her eyes open,
Yeah.
literally. What do you think he did? He
killed
shot himself.
Yeah.
Right
I mean,
next to her, yeah.
He lost his mother. His dad
He
is
shot
dark.
himself
He has
right
no
there.
money. He's wanted by, you
Yeah.
know, law firms. So
Everyone was looking for them.
Yeah.
Even the town people.
he suicided.
He killed himself right there
Yeah.
next to his sweetheart.
Wow.
Welford kind of, he didn't took it into like consideration really, like this is actually what happened. But it seemed like a divine punishment. This is the way I saw it. Like this is kind of
No, this is perfect.
Yeah, it
I
was
love
like
it.
God is like showing you like here.
You want to
You know?
relieve profanity
You
from
wanna-
your mother
is
by
that
killing
what you
her?
wanna do?
Let me
Here's
tell
what
you something.
happened.
Yeah.
And then the police sheriff came and he told him that they found a dead body and they wanted to make sure
It was his
that
son.
it was his son. Now also Sheriff Jones, now this was a fucking lie. Now when I looked at this I was like, Sheriff, are you sure?
Yeah. What happened?
Because when eventually Wilfred was taken to the hospital
Yes.
because of these fucking they cut his hand because he got infected all of it. So
Yeah. I
he
mean,
didn't have any
rats.
hand.
Yeah.
He was at the hospital. The sheriff kind of came and he was like, well, I got some news for you and I'm so sorry for this. And
Sorry for
we
your
found
lies.
an identical informations that suit your wife.
Uh-huh.
She was obviously or apparently robbed and killed and thrown in the middle of nowhere.
Ooh.
Wilfred just kind of looked at the guy like,
Yeah, right.
okay, maybe I got one problem out. I mean,
Yeah.
now you're not gonna look for me, but
Yeah.
that was not his wife
Okay.
who died. It was just kind of this shows the police corruption, by the way, because
Yeah.
they do that. They just want to get done
Rid of
with
the cases, yeah.
and they make it seem like, oh, it's cracked, so you can trust me. But really, no, it was not cracked. Wilfred killed his wife.
Yeah.
But he was like, no, we just found her, and she was robbed, and all of her jewelries and her clothes, we found them. By
And
the
the
way,
pants.
yeah, no, it was a lie.
Yeah.
Wilfred just didn't say anything. He just kind of sighed and like,
Yeah.
whatever. He was tired. And then he had to go to the train station to wait for his dead body son, to identify his son. Oh yeah, the paparazzis were there, the journalists, they just kind of jumped at Wilfred. Now, did you know about your son?
Yeah.
And lover. Wilfred was like, what the fuck?
I trained him.
It was my doing.
Yeah.
He had to see his son. His son's body was deformed. The rats also got to his son.
The
And
rats got to the hut in the middle of nowhere.
They ate his lips, his eyeballs, and, his nose. He was deformed, and Wilfred just kind of showed this distrust. He was like, "What the fuck happened
This
to
is
my
a
son?"
pattern. Yeah.
He was freaking out. Now his son is dead. The hysteria is still there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's still there.
No, his.
So Wilfred kind of tried to
yeah.
run away. He tried to sell the land and the cows, everything. He was
Ah.
like, I just want to sell everything.
Now he wants to
That's-
sell
yeah,
the
now
land.
he wants to sell everything
Now
and
you don't
run
have
away.
any honor, don't you?
He went to the city.
Okay.
The hysteria was still there. The guilt was still there. It was always following him. There was no escape.
It was only him
Literally, there
and
was
his
no
thoughts.
escape. Just
yeah.
him and his thoughts.
Wow.
While he was writing the letter that was, showed in the first scene,
Yeah.
this was the last scene. He was writing the letter.
Oh, we come back to it.
We go back to it. The rats
Yeah.
are within the walls. The wife was there. She was always there. And she will always be there.
I love that.
The walls started breaking.
Holy
And the rats were
fudge.
just there, like, trying to
yeah.
find a way out from the wall. And it was just...
They were hungry for a meal.
He was hysterical. He was looking everywhere, and he thought he was gonna die. So he started writing the letter a little bit more quicker. So I can do this.
Yeah.
He would look. Oh my God! It's the same color. It was this green.
Oh shit. That
Oh
was
yeah,
creepy. No,
that
man.
was
I
creepy.
mean, I
It
didn't
was
kill
the
nobody.
same green, and there was holes, kind of
Yeah,
cracking.
yeah.
There was rats all over the room,
Wow.
and that
Was it?
and that was the end
Yeah.
of our movie review. for today.
So yeah, I mean, it started with Beetlejuice and it's like humorous and it's
Yeah,
like got
and
its
then
demon
it
and da da
just took a
da, and then like
turn.
boom, rats.
Yeah, it's so good. I do suggest reading the book. Obviously, it has more insights. It has
Wow,
more, like,
yeah. I mean, the book
mystery
is
going
more
on.
details as usual. Well, if you want humor, watch Beetlejuice, and if you want actual psychosis,
Yeah, and
watch.
hysteria and guilt. Check out 1922.
Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to check out my website down in the description box. It's at google.sites.com/view/Cinamoria/home. And check out V's songs, everybody.
Yeah, I do a little bit of singing sometimes, with SoundCloud. If you want
Yeah.
to check that, take a look at the description.
links.
She's probably going to put the link over there.
Absolutely. Are
Yeah,
you
you
kidding?
have to.
The links are going to be down there. Suggest and comment your thoughts, everybody, and we will meet again with another
Absolutely, next
episode.
week. Yes.
So, adios.
Adios.
Did you say hi or hello?
See? That's what I was talking about. I don't know.
Okay. Hey, yo.
Hello and welcome.
And welcome to...
Welcome. Well, it's based on a movie.
Is it 1992?
1922.
All right.
Je n'ai pas de temps mineur et j'ai 18 ans.
Yeah.
Dégagez 20 ans, attention, monsieur Abel.